Welcome back, students. In the previous video, this video is basically the continuation of the previous video. As in previous video, we have discussed the concept of functions and how to pass function and the pointers. In this video, what we are going to do is we are going to study how to passing a structure to the function by value, or we can also passing a structure to the function by address, or we can declare it as a global variable. When we are saying that we can declare it as a global variable, it means the meaning of it is that, like we have already discussed about the local variable and the global variable which are present in the C, and the both local and the global variable has its own importance. While we were discussing about the global variable, anything which has been declared outside the main is called as the global. Okay, so let's discuss one by one. Before discussing the three parts, I would like to discuss something about the structure. You can say, or you can say the just a revisioning concept of a structure. The structure can be passed to any function from the main functions, or it's every time it is not necessary that we are always supposed to pass a function from the main function, or we can use any of the sub function also. Or second thing, the definition of the structure will be available within the function only. It is not possible to other functions. It is not possible that it is available to other functions unless and until it is passed to those functions. um, it might be possible that we may pass to other functions by value or by reference address, or maybe any of the things. Next, or for example, if we don't want to pass it as a value or as a address, now what we have to do is, now else at this part we have to declare a structure variable as a global variable. Like I've discussed about the global variable before the start of this particular video, it means that structure variable should be declared outside the main section. So whenever anything which is declared outside the main section, it is visible to each and every function in every program or in a particular program. Okay, so let's discuss the basic concept first. In this, we are going to pass a structure to the function by a value. Yeah, you can see in this particular program, the structure is passed to another function by value. It means, what do you mean by that? Whole structure is passed to another function with all the members and their values. Okay, so structure can be easily be accessed from the functions. Okay, now why we are studying about this concept and why it is very much necessary to understand this concept, because whenever we are writing a very big program in the C, or whenever we have certain things in which we need to conclude many small programs into a big program, then we definitely require this concept. Okay, so just look at the program. As you can see in this particular program, we have the header file studio.h and string.h. Okay, so we definitely string.h a header files. So string.h header file, if you remember students, while we are using string.h header file, it means we have definitely used the string manipulation functions over there in this particular program. Recalling about the string manipulation functions, we have string cat, concatenation, we have the string length, string reverse, we have done the reverse by using with or without function, all those concepts. Okay, I hope you are having that particular PPT and that particular lecture. We have already implemented all those things in the theory lectures. And now we have there is a function over there, func is the name of the function. And then we have created a structure. We know that the keyword of the structure is struct, and the name of the structure is record. And okay, so a record is the structure variable and the student is the name of the structure. Okay, so now we have started the main section. We have the return type as an integer, and whenever we have the return type as an integer, it means we'll return something integer. And we have return 0, and when we have return 0, it means it is going to be um, it is going to be working. For if we don't want to return anything, we can use void over there. No need to return 0. Maybe In order to fetch that output, in order to hold the output, we'll use getch function over there in the time of at place of return 0. Now we have now now what we have done is, so now we have created a variable called as the record. Okay, now we are going to put values. Okay, now we are going to putting values. Record dot id is equal to 1. Now we are assigning a values to that particular structure member. Okay, with the help of structure variable. And the same concept, same thing, each and everything is same. Only difference is that we have just spin our concept against functions, and in this case we have used dot operator over there. Okay, in any case if we use pointer over there, then there are the chances that we'll use arrow operator, but in this case the situation will be easily understood with the help of dot operator only. Okay, next we have declared record dot percentage is equal to this. Okay, so we have assigned a percentage 86.5, which is basically a float, and we have used record name and Raju. And why we have used string copy? Because it will copy a Raju to the particular name which is a character array, or we can say that the string size is 20. Okay, the string copy will only work if we have used a header file string.h over there, we have already used. Now look at the definition of the functions. What we have done is, now as in the same wise we use the functions, we have used a structured variable in which we have assigned a value to the variable. Now we are going to print those values. In order to print those values, we have used printf. id is record.id. Okay, record.id contains 1. It contains 1 because we have already assigned one value to this particular variable, this particular member, using variable record. id is member and record is variable, and the name is record.name. Name is, yes students, please try to guess, name is member and record is variable. Similarly at the last, percentage is member and record is variable. Okay, variable is used to access and assign the values to the members. Everything is same, only difference is that in this particular program we are trying to understand the three concept: passing attention to by value, by address, or as a global function. Okay, so look at the output of this particular program. Now try to guess the output of this program and write that particular output in a piece of white piece of the paper. The concept will be more easily understood to you. Now this is output. As you can see, id is 1, the name is this, and the percentage is this. Okay, we have the three variables, three members and one variable. So if you want to put another record, then create another variable or try to access it, text the member by using another things. Now this is the next program. Now passing a structure to functions by address. Okay, if you remember, we have already implemented the concept of call by value, call by reference. Okay, so we're trying to use that concept, but now the concept will be done in case of structure. So the structure variable can also be declared as a global variable if we declare them global, but in this case the whole structure is passed to another function by address. Okay, not by value. In the previous program we'll pass as a value, now we are going to pass as a address. It means only the address of the structure is passed to another function. Address of the structure is passed to another function, and the whole structure is not passed to function with all the members and their values. Nothing like that would be done. Only whole structure, only the address is going to be passed, so that the structure can be accessed from called function by its address only. Okay, now we have already studied the concept of call by value and the call by reference. Now we are able to magnify the difference between these two codes. This is a chunk of code in front of your screen, and there is a code which is before this particular screen. Okay, so if you compare these two things, you will find, as what I have said, only address is passed to another function. Don't look at the whole program, just look at the calling part in which we have write function and then we have passed the used address operator and used record, which is a structure variable, pointer variable. We have just passed it to the definition part of the function. Now we are passing the address. Okay, if you look at the previous program, then in this previous program we have just used instead of using in the previous program, if you compare it with, then in this program we have to struct student record as a pointer variable. In this previous program we have not used pointer variable, we have just used a normal structure variable record. Getting my point, guys? And if you look at the calling part, we have used func, we have write address operator and record. In the previous program we have just write record. In this program we have used void function struct student record, but in this case we have used pointer record. Okay, the things will be definitely going to be more clear day by day as we are moving toward the concept. The only difference is between the address and the pointer variable. Whenever we want to pass the structure as a, or maybe anything, any variable, or whenever we want to use call by reference, we need to use a pointer operator. Okay, instead of passing the value, we just pass the address. Same way we have created a structure, name of the structure is student, id, name and the percentage, and then we have declared then we have declared void function struct student record, and it has a pointer first difference, and then we have created a main section return 0 because we are having the main over there. Then we have the struct student record, we have created we have again uses that particular record, and then we have just assigning value 1 Raju and same percentage, and then we are passing address, and at the time of the calling we are passing the address, and then the calling is going to be fetched. This is output. Okay, the same thing is going to be happen. The only difference is that in this case we have used address rather than a particular value. Okay, guys. Now we have created a structure variable as a global variable. First question arise, global, what is global? What do you mean by global? Like we have already studied the difference between local, global. The same concept is going to be repeat. Okay, so now the structure variable can also be declared a global variable, as we declared other normal global variable. As we used to declare the normal global variable, we can declare the structure variable. So when a structure variable is declared as global, then it is visible to all the function in the program. What do you mean by that? In that particular scenario, we are not supposed to pass the structure to any function separately. Okay, as you can see in this particular program, we have created a structure over there. And this is the only program in which we have declared a structure as a global variable. Okay, as you can see, there is a struct student record. This is a basically a global declaration. When we have declared above the main section, then we have initialized the values or assigning a values like 1 to ID and Raju and the same percentage to it. And then look at this program. Look at this. At the time of the calling, what we have done is we have just we have it is visible to all, as we know that it is visible to all the functions in the program. We are not supposed to pass the structure to any function. We are not supposed to pass the structure to any function separately. We just write the name of the function as a calling part, and it will automatically automatically assessed, and it will be declared as the global variable. Okay, at the last we have declared the function definition. ID is this, name is this, and then the percentage is this. The same output is going to be shown over there. Okay, so now next look at next slide. Now this is something which is important and something new to you, very new to me actually. Now the question arises, how the structure members are stored in the memory. So obviously contiguous memory allocations are used to store the structure memory in the memory. If you look at this particular example only, so we have the string.h over there and the header files over there. Very simple concept. We have declared a structure struct student. We have declared two integers, int id1 and id2, and we have declared the two characters. Then we have declared a float percentage, like a float variable. Then we have started with the main section, and then we are assigning a values like id1 1, id2 2, character a, capital character b, capital B, and float 90.5. Now we are now we are going to print the size of the record. Now just imagine what I'm trying to say is, so we know that, for example, this is 32-bit compiler, and we suppose that integer will take 4 bytes. So integer 1, id 1 will take 4 bytes, id 2 will also take 4 bytes, character a will take 1 byte, character b will take 1 byte, and float will take 4 bytes. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. So okay, so according to this scenario, your size of the structure, as if we use size of operator, it is going to be 14. But what has happened over there? So when we are going to display the size of record 1, what is going to be displayed? First question. Second, now we are going to display the address of id1, address of id2, address of a, b, address of percentage. Okay, just look at the output. Now the first is id1, an integer, 68 at last. Second integer, it will become 72. 4 plus 4, continuous memory allocation, we have discussed before the start of the program. Address of a 76, address of b 77. Now address of at last, we have the address of percentage as 80. Question still remains same, why the size of the structure is 16 bytes? Now, from where do you know why it happened though that 6778 and 6779 are missing over there? What is the reason behind it? Now, if you imagine that ID1 1, ID2 2, A, B, B value stored over there, and then we have a gap over there. What is the reason for that particular gap? Why 6 7 5 3 7 6 7 7 8 2 6 7 5 3 7 6 7 7 9 2 empty bytes are there? From where they come? So now it's your job to just look at that program, look at the output, just try to find out what is the reason behind it. Can we overcome that reason, or we need to study another concept in order to understand this particular thing? Okay, rest we'll discuss in the next video. Okay, hope you are getting best from these videos. Okay, be home, stay safe, happy learning.